Hey YouTube, what's going on? Apoc here. Today I'm going to start a new series to help people get better at Call of Duty. Now, I'm not the ultimate authority on how to improve your gameplay, but I'll share with you guys what I know. If you're not currently aware, I'm the main sub for Georgia Southern University's Call of Duty team, Eagles CoD. Hey guys, quick plug here. We do record a podcast every Thursday that comes out on Sundays, but feel free to check that out. It's going to be linked in the description if you want to stay updated on everything Eagles CoD does, and, you know, our matches and everything like that. That's all for this little plug here, and back to the video. So, because main sub is what I have the most experience with, it's where I'm going to start this series off. To me, there are 7 main things, aside from gun skill, that can make a main sub or entry sub good. Before we get into this video fully, this is geared towards competitive players. I will make a secondary video for how to be better in public matches, because some of the stuff that I'm saying doesn't apply, but some of it does. Just depends. First and foremost is your movement. When you're the first one to enter a room, hill, or any situation in which you're walking into a pre-aim, having good movement can be the difference between getting won or getting pieced up. Now, movement changes from year to year, and for this particular game, the 2 main mechanics that can be abused are snaking and slide cancel. The former can be done by rapidly crouching behind an object, however, Treyarch isn't really a fan of this one and tries to keep fixing it. So, like, they recently made the crouching animation really slow. So, who knows how long that'll be in the game. The second one, the slide cancel, is more commonly employed. As far as I know, there are 2 different ways to do it. The first is to hold your sprint button, slide, and then aim in without letting go of your sprint. It's also the one I recommend, as it's the fastest button combination. The second method is the slide, aim, jump, but that's a lot more buttons, and it achieves the same effect, so why not do it the faster way? This can be used to do something known as a camera. Basically, your character model doesn't update quickly for other players, so when you do a rapid series of movements, you give yourself a slightly better chance of being able to snap onto anyone in the vicinity, because it takes them longer for you to see them, or when they're aiming at your head, your head's not there anymore. Small things like that. The second skill is properly baiting. A lot of people in the amateur scene have this misconstrued idea of what it means to bait. They believe the sub's job is to just run into the hill, eat all the bullets, and die. Now, this might happen occasionally, but it's not what you're supposed to do. To properly bait, you need to slide to cover and try and stay alive. This needs to be done just before your other teammates come around the corner, and you don't want to slide cancel in this situation, because you will line up with your teammates and throw your whole chance at a break down the drain. If you do slide cancel, you're probably going to stand up right in front of your teammates, get shot in the back and shot in the front by the people that are trying to kill you as you enter. Your teammates are going to die because they can't see who they're shooting at anymore. It sucks. You'll throw your whole chance down the drain. When you slide to cover, you drag aim assist, and you make your opponents have to turn. You want to slide away from where people are going to be challenging from, because that makes them turn. It'll give your teammates longer to get the kill. Yeah. So those 2 skills combine together with the third aspect of an entry sub, which is entry frags. In order to successfully break into a room or a hill, you have to win in trades. That's what it comes down to. You just have to win in the trades. So if you can stay alive, drag attention long enough for your teammates to get 2, you've done your job. If you can stay alive and get 1 yourself, you've done your job. If by some miracle you get more than 1, your teammates should be praising you for your greatness. Like, in my personal opinion, it's the hardest role. This leads us into the 4th topic. As soon as you break a hill, if you're not the only one left, you should start applying pressure or roaming. This aspect of it kind of varies from map to map, because when hills rotate, the roaming player is usually the person that's just, you know, at the old hill. They stay out and about to kill people coming off spawn. But for other maps, it's not always like that. So you can do this skill more easily if you know spawns, but in general, you want to push out lanes that they will be forced to push. So now you don't really want to just sprint into the gunfights, because you'll probably just die and make it harder on your team by putting them in a 3v4 for a break. You want to play off angles that people don't check, so you can shoot people in the side or the back. However, this is not a one-sided thing. You also need to be able to gauge and react to the other team applying pressure and rotate accordingly. If you're trying to hold the 3rd hill on garrison and someone calls out 3 people generator, you don't really need to be off on the right side of the map in ammo, because that'll leave your teammates in an unadvantageous position, and you don't want to give up your lane entirely, but you do want to put yourself in a position where you can help or team shot. So, I don't know, maybe move to Bertha, shoot them in the side as they try to push out tools, or sit on the stairs underneath tools, you know, small things like that. Now, all the previous tasks are made even easier if you have proper positioning, which is my 5th main talking point. There are a lot of different things that go into proper positioning. Despite common belief, it's not just sitting on a head glitch. and sitting in a corner does not make you a scrub. It consists of off angles, soft peaks, not overchalling, using cover effectively, and as I said before, believe it or not, sitting in locations that will make other people have to chow you to kill you, or have to overchow to kill you. So, corners. An off angle is when you sit just beside where people would normally sit, so that when they come into a gunfight, they look where they'd expect you to be, but you're not there. So it makes it easier for you to catch them mid-sprint, or it just gives you a moment longer for them to realize where you are, and it just gives you more time to get the kill before they can start shooting at you. Soft peaks are mainly an AR thing, but they're applicable in all situations, so I figured I'd go over them. They go hand in hand with not overchalling. A soft peak is in any angle where you can only see one area. So if you're bottom red on raid and you peek so you can see only top laundry, that's a soft peak. It's something that you do to avoid being in multiple gunfights at once and have multiple people shooting at you. An overchow occurs when you're holding an off angle, someone peeks you, and I get that we all want kills, but you're just gonna, peek out from bottom red to get the kid top laundry when he, slides into the corner or whatever. That'll put you in a position where you can be seen from hill, top laundry stairs, and so that's an overchow. You're gonna peek out just a little bit too far. There's gonna be multiple people shooting at you, and it's gonna be harder for you to get a kill. The next thing to keep in mind is using cover effectively. It's a relatively simple concept, because if there's something covering 90% of your body, it's a lot harder for your opponent to hit you. This is why people love head glitches. Lastly is holding positions to make your opponent overchow. So sitting in deep corners or positions where they typically cannot shoot you without leaving their cover is an effective way to even up your odds pretty quickly, because one, they lose their cover, so even playing field, and two, they're probably going to walk into a sideline that your teammate's holding. So next up is routes. In order to maximize or minimize engagements, depending on the situation, you need to know how to hit routes. There's a lot of common routes that are used to quickly pinch the other team, avoid engagements when going for spawns, or just make it easier for you to get out alive. Routes will change depending on the map and what gun you have, so it's kind of hard to go over them in detail, just as like a brief overview. But in general, you should run close to walls, avoid running out in the middle of the open where you can be seen from many places. So like, say you're on raid, if you're an AR, you might slide to the hot tub, but if you're a sub, you should probably hug the wall as hard as you can. Like, be on the head glitch towards water stairs, make it so you can get out and stay alive. You don't want to just throw your life away. And try to avoid places where people tend to post up. So like, you don't want to sprint down. What's a good one? What's a good map? Let's see. So say you're playing Garrison Control. You don't want to sprint up the middle of the map when they're sitting top catwalk, because they can literally watch you spawn, and you're probably going to die before anything happens. Like, you want to stay towards the left or the right side of the map, go through garage, go through ammo, go through dark, go through tools. Places where they can't just pre-aim you for 20 seconds. Gives them a lot of time to get the kill. And if you die, you just throw lives away, or you make it harder on your team. Your team has to wait longer for a break, etc., etc. Yeah, so stick to walls. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so another example would be first hill raid. It might be worth taking a route from garage to basketball court to flip for P2. You don't really want to run through P1 because people will post up on laundry, black van, stairs, rock. Like, there's 4 different places where an AR could just be sitting to kill you off the rotation. So. And you don't really want to run down mid-map because people can be sitting in dip, they could be sitting in kitchen, and in both situations, they're going to have a head glitch on you coming out of kitchen. Plus, like, you're sprinting. It's harder for you to win that gunfight anyways. Say you're holding kitchen hill and you have control of the back tree spawn after getting a 4 wipe. You want to, one of the common routes that I like is to run out of cache or cutout, hold the water stairs for a second, because like, you don't want to just sprint up it, because you're going to sprint it into all 4 of them coming off spawn. So you just want to hold it a little bit better to give yourself a better timing. And then you're going to pinch the front of the hill after all of them have come off spawn. Emphasis on after all of them have come off spawn. Like, it takes 5 seconds to watch a kill cam. It's not that long. So bad I deactivated Twitter. Be patient a little bit longer, and you'll shoot them all in the back instead of having to shoot them all in the face. Routes do require a good sense of timings, as I said, because and a decent ability to track where people can be, because you don't want to sprint into an area where you have no possibility of a trade. So sometimes it's beneficial to just get further up the map and then sit in a corner and stay alive. And the same route that I mentioned earlier you can use to get from P2 to, you know, say bottom apps on, and possibly chain hill 2 and 3 together. So the final skill that we're going to talk about is spawn manipulation. As you move around the map, the game changes where the enemy team spawns in an effort to give them both a reasonable running time to the objective and avoid them spawning in someone's line of sight. So you can learn how your position can affect the spawn, and you can make it so they spawn as far away from the objective as possible, and where to anticipate the gunfights. What is happening? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but someone just like turned on a blender at, what is it, 12:30 at night? I don't know. I'm recording this at a late time because I thought it'd be quieter. Guess not. Yeah, so you want to learn how that how your position affects the map. It's also important to know how you do it, because if you go to certain positions, you can block both the close sets of spawns. So typically there's like a back spawn and a front spawn, and then a set of parallel spawns that come in. But if you can block most of the spawns, you can cause them to spawn all the way across the map. And like, this might not seem like something that's overly beneficial, but if you can cause them to spawn an additional 60 feet away, it'll take them 20 seconds to get to the hill instead of 10. And so then you've just got, you know, 10 more seconds of uninterrupted time, and in hardpoint the game comes down to seconds. Like, I've seen a lot of 250, 249s. Some of them are just blowouts, but like, it can come down to seconds. So any additional time you can give your team, the more beneficial it is. So that's going to be it for today's lesson. I know it was a lot, but I tried to make it as detailed as possible so you can learn the most. I don't really want to just like half-ass some information and make it so like you kind of know what you're doing, but not really. Let me know what you want to. Let me know if you like this series and what you want to see from it in the future. I can go more into detail on certain things if you have questions about them, or I can just like do broader things. I'm probably gonna make separate videos for just like getting aim better, and but you know, everybody has those, so I don't want to start with that. Or you know, like going over mini maps or whatever. How? So let me know if you like this series and what you want to see from it in the future. I might even consider watching like other people's gameplay that they submit to me, and then doing like a VOD review session to help people out. Maybe I can just do a spawn review session and show you guys what positions will cause what spawns. I don't know. Just let me know what you guys want to see, and I'll do my best to accommodate it for in the future. So this is the end of the gameplay, and also the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
All the way through. This is their one chance to try to close this round out.
If you're APOC, you got to stay alive right here. You have to go ahead and find a kill. And as Bruford pushes through, APOC goes ahead and gets number 7 in a row. That's the artillery barrage, potentially a cruise missile as well. Shots there through the wall aren't going to be able to connect. APOC looking on out for number 8. Make it number 9, potentially no. Bruford once again shuts down the kill.